I'm gonna be uploading a video of how to check your underhood fluids. I posted a question on my Facebook page, Cali Car Guy. Only one of you guys responded. I'm just gonna post this out there and see who likes it and who doesn't. But as you can see right now, this is my cockpit, of course. My driver's side, my driver's seat, my driver's steering wheel, everything. Your car might look a lot more different from what you're seeing here. If you're driving a modern car, it might look 10 times better. Let's just say that. Say for instance, you're worried about your underhood fluids. You want to check your oil level. You forgot when your last oil change was and you want to see if you're low on oil. You want to see the color of it, so on and so forth. You're probably going on a trip and you want to check your fluids. You don't want to take it to anybody else, but you want to do it yourself. You want to be aware of what you need underneath the hood. So I'm going to show you that today. So what you're going to do first, say for instance you're here, you're sat down here, your hood handle, I would say, you would have it either underneath here, underneath the left side of your dash, and for some modern cars you would actually have it near this area, hidden away. So you would just have to look for it. But if you're looking, you would look for a picture, a little car picture with the hood opened like that. You're gonna go ahead and pull that back or yank on it, however, and then you're gonna hear your hood either prop up, or you're gonna hear it open, or you're gonna see it pop a little bit open. I have mine already ready, fully open. I'm gonna go walk outside. Of course, lift the hood. You're gonna grab it, lift it, and put it up. There's gonna be a hood prop that looks like this. It's either gonna be in front right here, laying down. That's where mine was. It was laying down right here. Or for some modern vehicles, you guys are gonna have it on the side right here, laying down. It'll either have something yellow at the end of it or a hook like that, and you're either gonna prop it up and put it up against the hood, and there's gonna be a hole for it where that hook will go in and fit. Mine, as you can see, there was a hole right there, and the hook just went right inside. Now that's all set up. You're ready to check for you're ready to check your underhood fluids. First thing is that you want to have your engine off. You want to have your car completely off in order to check this. Now I know some of you don't know how to do this, or let's say don't have time to do this, or don't want to take it to anybody to do it. I mean, this is the video for you, of course. Excuse the wind, I'm sorry about the noisy wind. I'm outside, it's freezing. But if you want to be aware of what you have under the hood, this is the video for you. This is a learning experience. All right. Now the first thing you're gonna want to check for sure, in my opinion, would be the coolant reservoir, or your coolant, or your antifreeze, or your water. The motor is water, well, whatever you guys call it, but some of you guys go by antifreeze, coolant, and it's antifreeze and coolant mean the same thing. There's no difference. You go into an auto parts store, you ask for coolant or antifreeze, they're gonna point you directly where to get it, but you're gonna check it. Now your reservoir, this is the reservoir for the coolant / antifreeze. It's not gonna look exactly like this. It might look different, but you are gonna want to look for a cap. Now on the cap, take that off. Let me focus this thing for you. Now on the cap, it's either gonna say coolant. It's either gonna say coolant right there. As you can see, I don't know if this camera's focusing, but you're gonna look for the word coolant. There we go. And that's gonna determine that that's gonna be your reservoir for the antifreeze / coolant. Now you're also gonna, the way you're gonna check this is either there's gonna be the word max and minimum. or low or max or full. If it's at the max / full level, you're fine. You do not need to add any coolant at all. You're good there. If it's at the minimum, you need to add some as soon as possible, because of course this keeps your car from overheating as well. So you want to always make sure you're full on the coolant / antifreeze. Now the second thing you want to check would be your brake fluid. Now brake fluid has a lot of purposes. What the fluid does, it creates pressure when you're pressing on the brake pedal. Now in order to find the brake reservoir, you're gonna be looking somewhere near the back of the firewall. You're gonna look for a round thing. As you can see here, this thing is pretty much round, and this is the brake booster. Talking about a round thing. So this is the brake booster. Now attached to the brake booster, there's gonna be a brake reservoir, and this specific part will always be in front of the driver's side. Now if you don't know where it is or how it looks like, just look for a cap that says brake fluid. Let that focus real quick. So this one says .3 brake fluid. As you can see, .3 brake fluid. Now the way to check this, again, same thing as the coolant reservoir. It's gonna either have a max level and a minimum level. If you're at the minimum level, of course you're gonna want to add a brake fluid. If you're already at the max level or a little bit below it, you're fine. You're okay. You're perfectly fine. You're good to go. You don't need to add any more brake fluid. Of course, if the color looks like this, black and not clear, you're probably due for a brake flush. In my opinion, all fluids do need to be changed at one point. But yes, this is the brake reservoir. It might look completely different. Might be a smaller reservoir or a bigger one. And I know for some other cars, I know some of you guys drive manual, which is standard, not automatic. Since this is an automatic car, there's not going to be another reservoir over here. For the people that do drive manuals, that's going to be your clutch fluid. It's either going to be right next to the brake fluid reservoir, and it's going to be sitting right here. But since this isn't automatic, and I know most of you are, in my thought, most of people drive automatics nowadays. But yeah, now some modern cars, the second fluid you want to check, some modern cars do not have power steering fluid. Now power steering fluid is so your wheel is smooth to turn with as you're driving. I don't know if you guys have ever tried turning the wheel when the car is off. It's difficult to turn. That's when the power steering fluid is for. You have power steering fluid that works your rack and pinion in order to turn the wheel easier for it's easier for you to turn the wheel is what I mean. So most modern cars do not have power steering fluid. It's an electric power steering system that's in the car for 2015 and up or so on. But for older cars, you're gonna have a power steering fluid reservoir. Now, like I said, you want to check your power steering. You're gonna have to look for a cap. Either that says power steering on it. Let me focus this. I'm gonna say power steering on it. So this one right here has some Japanese writing on it, and I'm sure that says power steering. The way you're gonna check it, some of these caps have how do you call it, a dipstick in the cap. As you can see, mine is broken, but you're gonna have a dipstick, and of course as soon as you pop it up, you're just gonna check it, see where it's at. If it's at the minimum, you're gonna want to, of course, add some power steering fluid. Now, I would check your owner's manual to see what kind of power steering fluid this vehicle takes, because you do not want to put in the wrong power steering fluid, or else you will end up causing a leak in the power steering system, or you will end up damaging the power steering pump as well. So check your owner's manual. Some of these cars take either transmission fluid or regular power steering fluid. So if you do want to fill it up, I would check your owner's manual as well first. Now, those are the three main reservoirs that I would check before you go on a trip as well. And the fourth, but most important, would be the dipstick, the engine's oil. Now, you guys are gonna want to look for a dipstick that is either yellow, like this one right here, that is yellow, and it might also have a picture of oil, like an oil tank or something on it, on the dipstick. And you guys are gonna want to pull that dipstick out, which I am gonna do right now. I'm just gonna set my camera down and I'm gonna put it on focus. Put you guys down real quick. Now what you guys are gonna want to do is wipe it off. Once you pull it out, do not look at it check it like that, because that gives you a bad reading. You always want to wipe it off first. Have it exactly clean like this. All right, and then you're gonna want to dip it back in. And then once you've dipped it back in, it's gonna give you an actual reading for it. Now, as you can see, mine is on the grid right there. It is on the grid and it's full. Now, if you're somewhere near this area, that means that your oil level is low. You need to add some oil as soon as possible. If you're somewhere in between here, don't worry too much, but you might want to add some oil sometime later, half a quart or a quart. But if you're here, you're good to go. Don't worry about it. A lot of people out there say a good way to determine about you needing an oil change would be by color. Wrong. I'd recommend it. I'd recommend it by mileage. If you use full synthetic, a lot of people say you don't need to change it for 10,000 miles. On my own opinion, and what I do when I use full synthetic oil change, is that I change it every 8,000 miles. When I use synthetic blend, which is high mileage oil, I change it every 5,000 miles. And if you're ever using conventional, regular oil, conventional is the name, you want to change that at every 3,000 miles. Do not go by months or dates. Go by mileage. A lot of people end up going by months, and they wait too long, and their dipstick level is low, and they've been running the car like that for a while, and that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing for your motor either. Now, you guys have learned how to check your underhood fluids today. If you guys have any questions about that, please comment down in the comment section. If this helped you a bunch, give it a thumbs up. Oh, the fifth and final underhood fluid that you might want to check or might not want to check, or if it doesn't bother you, would be your windshield washer fluid. Now, you're going to look for a cap with a picture of a windshield and water spraying upward like that. It's either going to be near the front of the car, next to the battery, somewhere around there, or on the right side of the vehicle, somewhere around here. But yeah, that's how you check all your fluids under the hood, or under the hood fluids, however you guys like to call it.